Jay-Z never dropped a whack album. Yeah, that's facts.
Architect of Aggravation, Charlamagne the God. Hello.
So Jay putting out a new album July 4th. What you think about that, yo?
I think Jay-Z is always necessary. You know, I always like to get a peek into that man's mind. You know, every Jay-Z album is like a time capsule of where he's at in his life. And Jay-Z's one of those people, he leads off example, man. Like he said, don't follow me, young, and follow my moves.
I'm not.
You know, and I like to hear his album because he always brings us into his moves.
So you think it's gonna be better than Yeezus, more whack?
It's definitely gonna be better than Yeezus. Jay-Z's never dropped a whack album.
No, about Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come wasn't whack. Kingdom Come had 2 whack records. I hated that the joint with Pharrell and Usher. That shit was terrible. Trash.
What's that? I forgot what that shit's called.
Hollywood. I didn't like Hollywood, but I started reaction to it in the club. Girls used to love that shit. Oh, it's the line. That shit. And you hate it in the club, you get a different appreciation for it.
Feel.
But that intro to that Kingdom Come Out was one of the hottest records ever.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, your beats is banging, your looks did it, you did it, your gangster looks did it. That shit was hot. Like, you know, I just put a million through a hands free. That's Big Willie talk. Can you answer me? Jay snapped on Kingdom Come, man. It's never been a whack Jay-Z album. Some of them are better.
Lyrically, he's never dropped, but I think how the people perceive it and compared to other projects.
That's because people don't be listening. Like, and you got to understand, Jay-Z came off a 3-year layoff, so niggas wasn't really feeling Jay at that time.
Yeah,
it wasn't Jay's moment.
He wasn't building a buzz like Lil Wayne. That was
man. And you got to think, this is a guy that dropped the album every year since '96. So after the Black Album, you take a 3-year layoff. You try to re-enter yourself back in the game. People ain't really, whatever. But he stayed on his bike since then. Yeah. Kingdom Come and American Gangster came out the next year. Good shit.
At that point, he fake retired. He pulled a Michael on us. He came back wearing the 4-5, and I think niggas were saying that was Mike on the Wizards with that Kingdom Come, but then he came back and he started
with American Gangster in the Blueprint 3.
That shit
out of here with that. Run This Town, Empire State of Mind. You know, then he came with Watch the Throne with Ye. Like Jay, man, he's that dude. He's dope. What you want to say? Death for Auto Tune and all that. He's dope, man. He's dope. He's the best ever.
What more can I say? Oh, yeah, man. Pac is number 1, and we got Hove. Those are my top 2, man. Those are my top 2. Pac and Hove. If you got Pac and Hove, you listen to both. You good, man. Because one is going to give you that patience, that eyesight to look and see what's going on, to use your thought process. You know what I'm saying? That's Hove. The other is going to give you that motivation, the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That energy, passion, emotion, passion. You know what I mean? So Pac is passion. Hove is thought. You know what I mean? If you got both, that means you're going to have your passion, but you're going to be thinking. Because sometimes when you just full of passion, you just use emotions. But if you can have Hove balance out the Pac, you think with your passion. You out of here, nigga. You out of here. You out of here. I'm telling you, man. You out of here. Okay. Let's see the next one. Boom. Okay.
The artist comes in, and if you feel his product is whack or you're not feeling whatever he's doing in the streets, you're gonna tell him. A lot of people they'll go around it.
But isn't that just an honest opinion?
That is an honest opinion.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
But I think,
like, I used to sit back and look at radio personalities and VJs on television and say, why aren't they asking the most obvious questions?
Yeah,
like this motherfucker just got caught with dope, or he just beat up a chick. Like, why are they not talking about it? Exactly. And then you grow, and when you get into the game, you realize there's publicists and stuff saying, don't ask them about this, don't ask them about that. Fuck that. I'd rather not interview you.
How'd you get through that? Because, you know what I mean? I know coming up, you know what I mean? Like, once I get to an interview, I get like a bunch of questions I can't ask, a bunch of points I can't touch on.
You know what? They never came at me like that because that's the way I've been from day one. My first radio interview ever was with Fabulous in Charleston, South Carolina, and it's just a real person conversation, a real man-to-man conversation. Like those are the conversations I like to have with people.
True.
You know, I've always been like that. Like that's why even now I hate when we have certain guests and like, yo, why you didn't get at that person? Why you didn't slander that person? Slander is not always necessary.
True.
I just want to have the real conversation. Now, when I'm having the real conversation and it gets out of hand, then I can slander you. No matter who it's ever been. Chingy. Yo, I think you're one of the wackest rappers of all time.
Yeah, I'm so surprised he didn't get at you for that.
But I said it, and I'm just having, it's a real conversation. You can respond to that any way you want to if you're a rapper. Somebody like Natalie Nunn. Yo, you mean to tell me you went to USC and you got a degree, but now you're on fucking background stuff? You're an idiot. Respond to any way you want to. Lil Mama, what do you really think you could crash the freaking stage at the VMA? You know what I mean? It's just honest conversation.
But do you pick and choose who you do that with? For example, I know Gucci Mane came up here, and I know like you kind of bit your tongue a little bit.
No.
Like he's done a couple knucklehead things. You know what I mean? I felt you guys came up here.
And we talked about all that. We talked about him pushing the girl out the car. What he told Envy. You think I'm about to be talking about that on this here radio? I ain't gonna be talking about that on this here radio.
Yeah.
All right, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Gucci, you done hit some chicks. Gucci, you busted your gun, you killed the man, and I'll bust it again. You know, you can't be mad. We addressing everything people want to talk about. Listen, if we weren't addressing everything people wanted to talk about, or people wanted to hear about, the interviews wouldn't go as viral as they do. You go back and watch that Gucci interview. Any question we could have possibly asked about Gucci was addressed. His legal trouble, him catching the body, Jeezy, all that, and it was addressed. I mean, I don't know what else people want.
I know. Recently, because we had a little exchange online. I think that's when you tweeted out that Chingy interview, and I was like, I feel like sometimes now you don't go as hard. And for me, I'm trying to explain what I was thinking when I said that to you. Wasn't that like you were getting soft and nothing like that, but it was basically saying, I feel that nowadays when people come up, it's more like, yeah, you still throw those questions that people want to know, but it's more of an endorsement because you guys, of course, #1 radio show in NYC.
That's a good point, but I'm gonna tell you why that is. I'm a cultural critic. I've been doing radio since '98. The game was real trash at one point.
Okay.
Trash.